Hello everybody, and a very warm welcome today to my live broadcast. I wanted to wish you, first of all, a very happy new moon in Gemini. The new moon in Gemini gives you an opportunity to explore something new. As always, with any new moons, it's an opportunity to press the reset button in many areas of your life. I'm delighted that you're joining me here now, some of you live, some of you later, and a new moon gives you this opportunity for a clean sweep, a refresh. So which areas of your life now do you want to refresh? Do you want to just renew, rejuvenate? Gemini is a very youthful sign. I often find that people with a lot of Gemini in their charts often really keep young for a very long time. So how can you make best use of these Gemini energies? Because what I wanted to share with you was that every 2.5 days, the moon changes sign. And so every 2.5 days, if you can get in tune with the moon, and also if you know where it is in your chart, even better, then you can start to move in alignment with these energies. But everybody, each one of you has got Gemini somewhere in your chart. And so Gemini now, for this next couple of days, how can you make best use of this Gemini energy? Well, one, it's about exploring new ideas, studying something new, teaching something, sharing information, networking. I'm so excited to be with you. Gemini has an excitement in the air. And give yourself permission to have variety in your life. Gemini needs variety. It rules the hands, the arms, the lungs. And the hands are always reaching out for something else. Or a bit of food, a bit of this, let's type a message, let's text something. You know, your hands, they're always doing something, aren't they? So what are you doing with your hands? You might want to become more aware of the energy in your hands. It's one way of becoming really present and living in the now. One of the easiest energies to actually get in touch with is the heartbeat that flows through your hands. The energy that's there. So you might want to just, now with me, see whether you can feel the power of the energy that courses through your hands. You might be planting flowers or vegetables. Good time for playing a musical instrument, for learning a musical instrument, for massaging, for touching, for stroking, for soothing. So become really conscious of your hands. Your hands have tremendous power. And if you can begin to feel that power, especially with the help of this Geminian energy, then you can use your hands, because the new moon is in Gemini, Gunnar. That's why we're talking about Gemini. This new moon today is in the sign of Gemini. In 2.5 days, the moon will be in Cancer, and then in Leo, and it goes through the signs. But because it's a new moon, it's especially strong. So look at how you can use your hands. You can use your hand to welcome someone. You can use your hand to push somebody away. You can use your hands to open them wide and embrace somebody in a hug. Isn't that joyful when you see someone you love and you just want to hug them? You can't wait. See what your reactions are. Brushing your cats, how lovely, brushing the kitties. I love stroking animals. So, energy healing. You'd be amazed at what you can do just by focusing upon the energy that you want to transmit from your hands. So since Gemini rules words and vocabulary, you might want to think of a word. Shamanic drumming, I like that. Yeah, drumming, yeah. Think of a word that you would like to transmit through your hands. What is the word? For example, right now, what would I like to transmit to you through my hands? I'd like to transmit pleasure, enjoyment, and with an intention of what it is you want to transmit. This is great. People are coming, yeah, love, amore. I love that. Joy. But with a clear intention of what you want to transmit, you really bring together, turbocharge this energy of Gemini. It's a creative way of bringing together the rulership of Gemini, which is the hands, the arms, and how you want to use your energy. And people will feel it. I've seen these yogis, these amazing yogis, who with intention can be sitting in iced water, and with intention you can see steam coming off their bodies because they're visualizing and intentioning hot and heat. So powerful. So let's begin to think about the power that you can use through what you're doing with your hands. Because every day, beautiful Nancy, prayer. There's another one. Use your hands in prayer. We are also very powerful, extremely powerful. That's why I so enjoy sharing the astrology in a way with you, in a creative way each time, hopefully a little differently, so that you can use these aspects to empower your daily life, your daily interactions. Painting, you paint with your hands. You make food with your hands. You feed yourself with your hands. Reiki. There's so much here. It's so rich. The astrology is so rich with metaphor. So think about each hand. And do your hands have a different energy? Writing poetry, writing. Yes, the hands are extremely powerful tools. Are you using your left hand? If you're a left-hander, I like that one. Giving yourself a round of applause for your accomplishments. Beautiful. Good day to write a newsletter. Yes, it is. Fabulous. What can you do to become more aware of your precious hands and how you're using them? Creating with clay. Beautiful. I love these interactions with you. Your fingertips, they're so sensitive. There's so many nerve endings in those fingertips. Can you fine-tune them? The two hands, yin and yang. Which one's which for you? Can you feel the difference? Do you use your hands equally, or are you using just one side? Could you develop the other side a little, consciously? Gemini rules the lungs. Can you become aware of your breathing? Right here, right now, can you become aware of how you're breathing? Are you stressed? Are you calm? Can you see what a gift it is just to be able to breathe? To be aware of that? Rubbing your hands together to make energy. That's powerful. So these are just some ideas that I wanted to share with you about the Gemini energy. Now, we've got another energy going on today particularly. It passes quite soon, but we've got beautiful, recovering from a cold, and you appreciate your lungs now. Thank you, Nisha. Yeah? You appreciate always a part of the body more when you've not had it for a while or it's been in pain. Good at time to write your intentions. Yeah. And just become really conscious of how gentle are you being with your hands. Are you being gentle? Are you gentle with the things around you? Do you realize that they each have an energy field? Even your computer mouse, if you have one. Everything has an energy field. How gently do you treat it? Do you treat it with respect? Or do you just not notice all the things that you have around you? So it'd be a really good time for great awareness. Even if you're just taking a glass of water with your hand, and just doing it consciously. And I think that the hands and the breath are two of the easiest ways, or more accessible ways, of getting into the now moment, of getting into this presence. Yes, everything is alive, everything. I love my red pen. What is it that you love? That you can show some love to, that you may think is inanimate, but in fact also has a life force. Yes, making your hands look pretty. These are just thoughts. So the other aspect I wanted to share with you is this Sun square Mars energy. And this has everything to do with how you are dealing with frustrations, irritations. For me today, boy, I had round 2 in Microsoft hell. I couldn't get in my Skype, my passwords was locked. I'm sure most of you have experienced challenges with technology. And I was talking on the phone with a Microsoft help agent, and I could feel my impatience. Yeah, it'd been going on for nearly 3 hours, so, you know, I felt entitled, that kind of energy, to become a little annoyed. And I felt myself getting into, I'm never going to use Skype again, I'm never going to do this again. You know, and I thought, well, why burden this poor guy on the phone who truly was trying to help me? And I managed just to pull it back. Yeah, there was an impatience in my voice, probably for a good 5 or 10 minutes. And then I thought, no, I realized that I was feeling uncomfortable. And I knew about the Sun square Mars energy. So I was able just to back off and say to myself, well, does it really matter? Is it so important? If somebody's in such a hurry and needs to push in front of me, okay, let them go. Let them go. So what can you just let go? Because I do think this Sun Mars does bring up these kinds of moments. So see if you can just reframe what is happening and make sure that you're not lashing out or blaming somebody for a situation that really hasn't got much to do with them. So just thought I'd share that. Now, what else did I want to share? Yes, so we are coming into this mutable energy now. We've got the new moon in Gemini today, and in a couple of weeks from now, we've got a full moon in Sagittarius. So the mutable energy is very much restless. You may find yourself feeling quite restless. You do one thing, you put it down, you might not feel focused. Just, I'm going to say, give yourself permission to chop and change. Yes, I've begun to feel that already. You know, I start writing my newsletter, then I want to go for a little walk, then I want to do a painting, then I want to play the piano, then I want to call somebody, then I'm doing a reading, then I'm doing, you know, so it's itty-bitty things. So give yourself permission to dip in and out of things and to move. Gemini, above all, needs to move. So usually after half an hour of sitting down, I get up, I have a little stretch, then I can sit down again. So the restlessness, you might find yourself wanting to go on a trip somewhere, a little journey, a little outing. Give yourself a little outing. Yeah? Yeah, take pauses. Move. Check out something interesting. So it's mutable energy. So it's very important with this mutable energy in the moon signs coming up to try to be as flexible as possible. Yes, so if somebody's late or the bus doesn't come or the train doesn't come or whatever, just try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Make extra allowances, even more than you would usually. Meander round obstacles rather than going into them. Don't push through the wall, rather find a door that you can open. Sometimes it's appropriate to push through. With these mutable energies, it's much more effective to go round things rather than meeting them head on. We've got a wonderful aspect for the next few days, which is Pluto trine to Venus. This is potentially very powerful financially. It's got a lot of strength in terms of being able to manifest something that you've been wanting. This could be a relationship. It could be some more money, a stream of income. It's very tangible. Yeah, around, not through. Thank you, Barbara. Yes, like water. Like water. See if you can become fluid. Think of yourself as fluid. It's just a power aspect. So, I'll take a couple of questions. I'm interested, Lady Lazuli, yes, you asked about communication within relationships. This is a good time for communication within relationships. Mercury is in Gemini. It's really, really good time for any kind of communications. The main thing to remember is to try to speak slowly. Sometimes the mind is so fast with all this Gemini energy. It's like, dum, 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 dum. The thoughts are just wild. See if you can just slow down the speaking. And if you can do that, then I think you can have some very wonderful communications and connections in all your relationships and really good understandings. So any question, mother-son relationships, well, all relationships, all. Try to listen as carefully as you can. Try not to interrupt. The Gemini energy may interrupt because you've just got a great idea. And try to have some space between when the person has communicated to you and your response. See if you can just have a breath or two or three. What I'm learning to do is to eat more slowly. It's so difficult. So now I'm trying to train myself. Not easy. Because I usually inhale my food. I'm just like, wow, I'm so excited, and it goes in. I'm training myself now, which has, it's slow, to eat a mouthful, to chew it, to put my fork down, to breathe 3 times, 2 or 3 times, and then take another mouthful. It's hard, but at the same time, I'm actually noticing a positive difference in my digestion and in generally the enjoyment of the food. So just know you're not too late to the party. The party's going on, Iron Firehorse, and will go on. So yes, thank you for the question here. Mars is in Cancer and it's opposing Saturn. Well, the way I see that with Mars opposite Saturn is that if you really have something very important that you want to focus upon, Mars opposite Saturn can really help you to do it. It's just, don't be surprised that with all the Gemini energy that you may be distracted, that you may find that your focus is tested. Is it a good time for leaps of possibility? Absolutely. Yes, it is. There are so many possibilities, especially with the power aspects that we're moving into, coming at the beginning of next year. But for right now, we're living in this time right now to be curious. Gemini's a little bit nosy. Yeah? What are you doing? What are you up to? Be nosy. Ask people. Show them an interest. It's lovely when people ask you questions about yourself, isn't it? When they're genuinely interested. See if you can begin to ask somebody a question about themselves that you wouldn't normally talk to. So I just would like to say to you, any advice on... So, 2 more questions I'm going to take. How long does the Gemini energy last? Thank you. About 2.5 days. Now, if it activates something very specific in your chart, let's say it's on your birthday, then it's going to last for a month or 2. But otherwise, for everybody, most of us, it's a couple days, 2.5 days. Any other takers? Any deities to connect with at this time? Trenda, I don't know quite what you mean, but I would be looking for the healing energy. I think that this is a power time for great healing. Tremendous healing. I can feel tremendous energy in my hands, more than I usually feel, just by being with you guys right now. So really feel that energy in your hands and see if you can bring it forth for healing. Maybe there are some pains in your body or discomforts that you want to heal. You can use your hands on yourself for healing. And you can also heal others. And you can set intentions. You don't necessarily have to put your hands on the person. You could, in fact, visualize the person that you want to heal, that you want to help. Is there an optimum time for healing relationships? Dealing with infidelity? That's a very personal question, dear Lady Lazuli. I'd have to look at your individual chart for that. Thank you for asking, though. But it could be a good time for healing relationships. Yes, generally, very much so. Yes, using the Reiki to heal, and definitely at a distance healing, because what you can do is you can use your mental energy. I have a friend right now who's going through some chemotherapy, and just, you know, visualizing and sending her positive energy and healing. And also now, through being with you, thank you for inspiring me, I shall send the healing through my hands as well. So the hands, the words, the thoughts. Is it best to ask before you heal others? Well, I've told this person that I'm sending her healing, and she's very happy about that. So good. I think there's just a lot of power. A lot of power. And yes, thank you for sharing that. You went through T-clips, you went through the chemo, and 2 months in a coma, and you believed in yourself you would make it when the doctors didn't. The power of the mind, the Gemini, the mental thinking process. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Thank you. If you'd like a personal reading, could you go to my website, yourastrologysigns.com. You could email me at barbaragoldsmith33@gmail.com. And of course, the healing of the voice. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You're helping me here. This is very much a co-creation. I'm learning more by being with you. So I'm really grateful for your comments, for your sharing, because we do create something together here. Don't forget that I'm on Instagram now, posting daily, it seems to be at the moment. Barbara Gold 111. So it'd be lovely for you to join me there if you'd like to. I try to post a 1-minute video, at least 1-minute video every day. Just a little astro bite. So, yes, Pleiadians are wonderful healers, yes. And I'll do a video with them again soon. So, thank you very, very much for being with me. Please like this video if you like it. I would appreciate that very, very much. And just thank you very much for being with me. For me, it's a tremendous joy. So, thank you.